This conference will now be recorded.
That we're going to be having about the community development block grant to renovate the community building. This hearing is part of a grant requirement that we have. We had a hearing at the beginning of that whole process when we got the grant to hear concerns from the public. And we have to have a hearing at the end of this grant to hear about the process. So I'm just going to begin with a roll call. Counselor Lovendall,
Present.
Counselor Brennan,
Here.
Counselor Burns,
Here.
Counselor Pogwizd,
I'm here.
and we do not have Counselor Rask or Counselor Webb present. Okay. At this time, I need to ask members of the City Council to disclose if you have any conflict of interest related to this project. Does anybody have one?
I don't believe I have a conflict of interest, but my son did do some work at that facility
Okay.
as a subcontractor.
Okay. Don't think that's a conflict of interest. Any other? Nope. Okay. So then the City Council will receive testimony about this topic in the following order. Citizens who may sign up, who have signed up, or citizens who did not sign up, and citizens joining electronically. So
I don't believe we had any signups. And no one's ready to speak.
No citizens requested to sign up to provide testimony, and no citizens elected to provide written testimony prior to this public hearing.
okay, and do we have anybody online?
There is no one online.
Okay. So we have asked for public testimony in 3 formats, and seeing that there is no one interested in providing testimony, let's just make sure we're okay with time, right? We're post time here.
Yeah,
32.
we're good. Yeah.
And this
Okay.
was advertised. I didn't see anything, but cool.
This meeting was noticed 10 days ago in accordance with the requirements for the grant.
10 business days
10
ago.
business days
I
ago,
guess.
yeah,
It wasn't
that's why.
just days, 10 business days.
So
Last year.
hearing no testimony, I think at this point, if the does anyone on council have anything to say about this topic of the grant, the project? No,
It's amazing.
we did it. Yeah.
The
Okay.
building's fabulous. It looks, I think people had a nice ribbon cutting and it was nice. And so, yeah, I think people were happy with that.
Okay. So hearing that there is no one who's provided public testimony at this time, and that there is no one who would like to provide any testimony, I think we can close this public hearing unless the council wants to keep it open for any reason other. Do we have to close? There's no vote to close the hearing. We just close it.
You would vote to close the hearing to no longer take testimony. And then if there was an item that you would be voting on, this would be the time to vote on it. So just for example, the next hearing we'll be having, we'll take testimony and then formally close the hearing after council deliberates. And then you'll formally vote on the resolution.
Okay. And in this case, since there is no need to vote or anything, I will just close the hearing. And at 5:33. Okay. So hopefully that covers it. We need for you to make sure we have all the paperwork to say that we did this hearing.
Okay.
Okay.
Provided for you a copy of the screenshot showing the precise date and time that I located or published the information regarding the hearing. And I will get these minutes approved to the council as soon as possible to get them approved.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you very much. And then I wonder, there's no way we can No, we can't approve it later in this meeting because we don't have a meeting. I was just thinking about how do we get those minutes approved? We're not going to be able to approve them until March. That's okay. Okay,
I can draft them and submit a draft until they're formally approved.
sounds good. Okay, with that, we now have, I think we do not have, we have a next hearing at 6. So at this time, I think we just have to all Not-
Calisthenics.
yeah, do calisthenics, or different ones of us could have a conversation about something that's not related, but we cannot form a quorum.
We
So-
can talk about anything but city business.
And if council isn't going to discuss city business, I will stop the recording until we start the next public hearing.
Yeah, we're not going to be discussing city business, I don't think. I just feel like it will
This
make,
conference will now be
Joseph
recorded.
cringe. I'm being a solid one. I know. Okay.
Appreciate the restraint.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Mayor Ann Belisis, and I am opening up a public hearing right now for Resolution 202604, which is we're going to be considering referring to the voters a measure to renew the local, it's actually to repeal and replace the local option levy to fund the police department. So the purpose of this hearing is that the council's role is to review and deliberate on the ballot resolution moving forward with the public safety levy at this upcoming May election. As you know, we've already reviewed the ballot language, and this third draft is being presented now. And I want to just tell you guys that as we discussed last time, I got the input from the Department of Revenue, and then I went back and made the changes that we discussed at the last meeting. So that is what is before you now. And so the purpose of this hearing is to take testimony from citizens and then to have any final deliberation about whether we want to move forward. So at this point, because this is a separate hearing, we're just going to take a roll call again for this hearing. Councillor Lovendall. Here. Councillor Pogwiz.
Jim here.
Councillor Burns.
President.
Councillor Brennan.
Present.
And Mayor Ann Belisis is present. And we also have present Recorder Joseph Harrison and City Administrator Melissa Radcliffe and Chief Hank Hobart as well from our staff. Okay, so at this time, before we move on to the purpose of the hearing, we will ask you to, if any members of the City Council have any conflicts of interest that they would like to disclose. Okay, hearing none. I think at this point we will open up the hearing in order to receive testimony in the following order: citizens who've signed up, or citizens who would like to join electronically. We don't see anyone. Is there anyone here that would like to speak? We don't see anyone here. Anybody online?
There is no one online, and we've had no citizens submit testimony.
Okay. So having no testimony at this hearing, what I'm going to do is I will entertain a motion to close the hearing, and then when we close the hearing, then we can further deliberate and discuss moving forward. Okay? Is that the proper way to do it? So I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing at this time.
I'll move to close the public hearing.
I'll second that.
Okay? Any further discussion? We'll call for the vote. Councillor Lovendall,
Yes.
Councillor Pogwiz,
Jim, yes.
Councillor Burns,
Yes.
Councillor Brennan.
Yes.
Okay. So as you know, we have before us, the deadline to refer this ballot is tomorrow. Some of the things we had discussed in the past was the concept of, what other things are going to be on the ballot. I had hoped we might have a clearer sense of what was going to be on if that transportation thing was going to be on the ballot, but it's not been voted on yet by the legislature, so we don't know. I don't think I've not heard that there's anything else locally on the ballot. So does anybody have any other concerns, questions, concepts they want to bring up about this?
I think my only question was, under the question part, it says not to exceed 20 words.
Yeah.
Does that not include the sentence after the
Yes.
question mark?
It's
Okay.
just the question.
Okay.
Fortunately. And that second thing has to be in there, and it was approved. Like, because I'm a writer, I got to tell you, anything in here that's like, what I would not want to do is required language, like we had to say impose, which I don't like that word. I would have said, that we would adopt it, or and they had very specific language about how you describe the assessed value that takes up a ton of words. So, but we still have words left, but I think we decided to go
Simple.
simple.
Mhm.
So this is the last read.
I would motion to approve resolution 2026-04.
Second.
Any further discussion? Yes, Joe Joseph?
With the slight amendment to replace renew with replace and renew, repeal and replace in the title, which I've already made note of. But other than that, the motion can still carry. Just want to make that quick clarifier.
Let me just double check the resolution too, now that you're at it. I would think that maybe in this resolution, we might want to add the word temporarily rectified this, whereas the Common Council temporarily rectified the shortcoming by adding a safety fee. I don't know, because we don't really.
All right.
What about using the word sought instead?
Sought to rectify this, yeah. Temporarily sought to rectify.
I wouldn't put temporarily in there because to me, if I'm reading that, then I'm reading it as we did rectify it.
Okay,
So I would leave temporarily out.
okay. So sought to rectify this by adding a public safety fee. And then, so should we have repeal it and replace it? It's just a little bit odd because we're talking about this fee in here and it's not really relevant to it's relevant to the context, but it's not really relevant to the levy.
You mean that whole second?
That whole second
Stanza.
whereas, we may
Uh,
just want to
We could add
eliminate it.
to the last paragraph, said measure to be placed on the general election of May 2026, and upon its passing, repeal the public safety fee.
I don't think we should say repeal because I think that word is, but
Eliminate.
I think that's what we said in the
sunset, eliminate.
Basically, you're saying just take the language from the actual summary. Upon passage of the levy, the city will eliminate its $12 monthly public safety fee. Should we add that?
I believe so.
Yeah, so add that at the end of after May 2026,
Mhm.
that sentence.
Okay, so
Should there be a comma between May and 2026?
No, I don't
Okay,
think so.
all right.
Just unless there was an actual
Right, a
date.
date, okay.
Okay, so take upon passage of the levy, the city will eliminate its $12 monthly public safety fee and add it to the end of said measure to be placed in the general election of 2026.
Yeah.
Would the council like me to read out that sentence as it would appear now?
And do we have to say placed on the ballot for general election? Ballot for the general election of May. Got that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, so please read it.
So now the final sentence said measure to be placed on the ballot for the general election of May 2026, and upon its passage, the city will eliminate its $12 monthly public safety fee.
I think you should say upon passage of the levy,
Should be the exact verbiage in here.
Exact this?
Yep.
Okay.
just to avoid any confusion about what the it
Yep.
refers to, because we're now kind of far away from what it is.
Okay.
And in that second whereas you have Port Orford sought to rectify this.
Yep.
Got that?
Yep. Second, whereas the Common Council of the City of Port Orford sought to rectify this by adding a public safety fee.
And repeal and replace up top. So we got all those
Yep.
edits.
So not renew, but it should be repeal.
Repeal and replace.
Okay. You guys are done. I'm going to rescind my motion.
I'll
Okay.
rescind my second.
Okay. And I would make a motion to approve resolution 2026-04 with the discussed changes.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, I'm going to call for the vote. Counselor Burns,
Yes.
Counselor Lovendall,
Yes.
Counselor Brennan,
Yes.
Counselor Pogwizd.
Tim, yes.
Okay. So with that, the measure carries.
I will get that information to the county tomorrow.
Okay, so what we will need to do is sign it because I'm going to have to sign it. So we're going to have to make sure we do that first thing in the morning and get it there.
Copy
We have
ready
checks
for
to
you.
sign too. You could do that too.
Get in.
Okay.
You can sign up from Rocky County.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Joseph. And I hope they're open tomorrow. Are they open on Friday? I mean, tomorrow is the deadline, so I didn't even think about that, but I believe the deadline is so they have time to review it. And the good news is since I did preview it by sending it down to the clerk and she told me to put it up to the Department of Revenue, I've already done all that. And so hopefully we're in the clear.
I believe they're open, and even if they're not, as long as we get it in by the deadline, it means that they were planning on starting Monday with looking at the ballot measures that came in.
Yes. Okay, wonderful. Excellent.
I requested that you went to the Department of Revenue.
Yes, well, what I did was I just, as a matter of due diligence, I thought, well, let me send it over to the clerk ahead of time to make sure, especially because we were using that repeal and replace language. And she said, you know, what you really need to do is send it up to the Department of Revenue. And so they looked it over and hopefully they looked over your math, Gary, on all that wonderful, helpful thing that you did to help with getting all those estimates, because I didn't double check it. I'm thinking the Department of Revenue did. So hopefully that's good. Okay, so this is a big thing and we are going to have to, we're going to have to figure out how to lift this up, and that's council members figuring out how to lift it up. It's not really official city business, but we have to do it and we have to figure out how we're going to do it. And so I think we can allot some time to a council meeting to figure that out, but we're going to probably have to form a committee, a PAC, and the citizens to help us with it. Because last time I spent a lot of time doing it and I'm really up to my ears doing water stuff right now. And so that's also very important. So we're going to have to figure out who can work on this team to make this happen. Okay. And we'll put that onto the agenda. So our next known meeting at this point is going to be in March. I don't know, we have that bid that's come in for the dredging permit.
Yes.
So I don't know if there's going to be like, I think we can wait until then to award that. But if there's something that comes up between now and then, I guess is what I'm just saying, we will be in touch, but hopefully that will be the next thing.
If there is a need for a special meeting, the public will be notified at least 48 hours prior to it being held.
Yeah.
In accordance with Oregon state law.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. So we will conclude this hearing at 6:14. Oh, we are